excited.
So excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
Well, hello there. 12:02 on a game day. Thank you very much for being with us. It is Two Guys and a Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. GS Construction is, of course, hiring right now. They are looking for pretty much everything because they're extremely busy all the time. They're looking for experienced pipe layers, operators, top men, superintendents. Visit gsconstruction.ca. GS Construction, serving your community for over 50 years. If you get a job there and you do a good job of it, maybe you'll get to go see the Sandman's special man cave, just like Gager got to do one time in his life.
Unbelievable.
Thank you very much for being here today. Joaquin, how are you doing, man?
I'm vexed.
You're what?
I'm vexed.
What's going on here?
Well, Cass, I think I asked Cass this question a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Regarding financial planning. And I've been putting together with clients their plans for 2026, right? So withdrawals of the people in retirement. And so I did all this thing and I asked AI a question just to confirm.
Oh.
And something different came back. And then I'm like, well, that makes sense. And then I went to another AI and it said the exact same thing. But now I'm asking people in the financial field and I'm getting different answers everywhere else. So
are you believing the AI?
I don't know what to believe at this point, Dusty.
Uh-oh.
It's
I'd like my money back.
You're fine. You're absolutely fine. It doesn't affect you.
Okay.
But no, it's just, I mean, it makes sense, but it's one of those things where it does, I guess, depend on the institution, but it's weird. I should talk to you about it later, Cass, because see what you think about the whole situation.
Cass, do you rely on AI for anything?
Depends what you mean by rely. I use it to clean up my angry emails.
Really?
Yeah. That's a good one.
So I'll use it to clean up angry emails. So if I have an email and I know I'm looking at the email, I'm like, even if I am angry, or if I'm like, this could be perceived as being angry, then I'll throw them in there and be like, hey, make this less angry. Or will this come across as angry? And it can't help. It can't help clean. It's like a proofreader. That's how I treat it. I guess the only thing I've done with AI, which I think is I have a blast with it, and is not a replacement for real musicians, because real musicians and real creativity is a real thing. However, it's pretty fun to use it to spit out a song about my buddies. The second that someone does something stupid, to make a song about it using AI and send it to everybody. It's a beautiful thing. And the first time I started doing that, my wife was, she's like watching some show and she's over on the couch and I was in the other room at the dining room table, just giggling to myself, making this music. He's like, what are you laughing at? And I told her what I'm doing. And I think she quotes me now as saying, like, this is everything I ever wanted. Is I think what I told her, like the ability to make fun of my buddies instantly with a song or a ballad, over something stupid that they said or did, which is just great. So that would be it from a work standpoint. It's more just making sure that I proofread my emails if I can't have my assistant do it or something. So
try the inappropriate rock love ballad to your wife and press play, Cass. That's always good.
No, I did. So I did one. She was upset at me, and for something legitimate. Like, it was legitimate. Like, I can't remember. I said something or did something dumb or forgot to do something, whatever. Like it was something I messed up. And so I made like an I'm sorry, Mandy song. And so it was pretty funny. She didn't make it through though. She didn't get to the real apology part. She like listened to 5 seconds, then she rolled her eyes and then was just like, I'm not listening to this.
Yeah.
So it went to waste, but I did. I was like, this is awesome. I'm like, it's a great apology song. Yeah. Marital advice, by the way, guys, really hard for your wife to be mad at you if you like start singing your apology to her.
Yes.
Like when you're apologizing for something, like I'm sorry I said that. Like just start doing that. Like turn it into a Broadway, and really hard for them to stay mad at you,
especially if you have a stripper pole.
Gager's got.
I wasn't going to go
out of the
there,
floor.
but yeah.
And it takes forever, so it's just slowly going up. She's like, "Oh my god, here we go again." This is unbelievable.
I give her a handful of toonies for song 3.
I like, obviously if anybody listens to the morning show, you know I use AI for some songs, and I am very, very blown away by how awesome it is when you pay. Like, so, now some of them are awful. You just got to redo it again. You got to redo it again. But that is the extent really of AI for me. I know I should probably be learning a little bit more about it. It can come in useful sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe now that CFL season's over, I'll spend a little bit of time on the weekends, the odd time learning something about AI.
I like using it like as an editor. Like I'll do all my stuff and then I'll kind of, how does that sound? And then you look at it, how it revises it. Oh, that's better. And then you kind of put it more in your tone. But
you know what I would think I would like to use it for? And I think this is possible. I would like to make like a cartoon series of EST.
That would
where like you write out the words and stuff, and then they put it into cartoon characters. That's got to be a thing, right? That's
for sure.
Yeah,
I think that's a thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I've been thinking of, and I haven't done it yet. But we're talking about it, so that's fine. I don't need to surprise you guys, although it would have been fun. I was thinking, I'm like, I got to submit all our faces because my wife runs a charity. She had a big event a couple weeks ago, and for all the guys that are helping out, because the volunteers are mostly men, like it's a women's event, so it's the dudes we're behind the scenes, moving tables, chairs, cleaning things up, whatever. And for all the guys, I'm like, I like having fun, so we call them the Voluntolds instead of the volunteer. It's like Voluntold, and the logo that I put. So instead of just saying, normally the shirts just say Voluntold, like just plain black ones, but I get them to. I used AI to create a logo of my wife's face, like except she was like Uncle Sam, like with pointing the finger. Whereas like the Voluntold, the huge missed opportunity though is I should have done shirts as one-offs, and I should have got like all the guys that were volunteering, like all their wives or significant others, or if they were single guys, like their mom, like their face on each of them. That would have been epic. It was still pretty awesome. But I was like, I should do the same thing for us. Like where we just show up and it's like I could do a one-off, a 2 guys and a goalie justice for 2 guys t-shirt.
Something like that
would be pretty funny.
Would go along
yeah,
with
you can do that. And it was great for that. Yeah, for logos, for that. Yeah, for just quick dumb stuff, like not legitimate real. Because if I was doing anything legitimate, real, and business like, it's like I want a real person on the other end. But for quick stuff like that, that's it can be nice.
All right, what do you use AI for? Hit us up, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or over on the nasty chat. You can do that as well. It's 2 Guys A Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. My buddy Branko from Prolux Lighting says, should I be concerned meeting with Gager now about my financials? LOL, but I think it's like a nervous LOL.
This only is affecting, not even affecting. It's not. It's just my personal understanding of a rule. When you're in retirement. So you're a long ways from there.
Okay. That's I don't plan on ever retiring.
Yeah, exactly.
Financially, I'm not stable enough. Yeah. So I plan on working forever.
Or mentally.
Yeah. Either way, it's not going to work. Hey, I wanted to pick up a conversation we were having on the Lock Shop today. Huss brought it up, and it was interesting. It was an interesting debate. We'll get to the Oilers and Stars. Nuge is not returning. He'll be back on the weekend. Stuart Skinner starts. Basically, run back the same lineup. But we'll get to that as we work our way through the show here. But Huss brought up, who is the most valuable asset in the entire National Hockey League right now? And it's like would you take Celebrini right now, or would you take McDavid right now? And we're talking like in a trade, and you have them moving forward. So you've got McDavid at 28, got Celebrini at 19. This is what he's doing, that type of thing. Gager, you walked in here, you just yelled out Cale Makar before we got going on 2 guys and a goalie. But what about young Matthew Schaefer? Like, he's only 18. You're going to have this guy for a while. Huss almost had me convinced to take Celebrini, but I still stuck with Connor McDavid because I just think Connor McDavid is next level special. I mean, I know he hasn't delivered a Stanley Cup championship yet, but he's doing things offensively that, I mean, just really haven't been done. So I could have been convinced on Celebrini, but once again, he's in his second year. He's blowing up right now. There's going to be some ups and downs. Where does he level out? We have to see. But what about for you, Gager? And then we'll come to you, Cass. Gager, what do you think? Who's the most valuable asset in the entire National Hockey League right now?
It's Cale Makar.
Really? Because he's like just as good as a forward, but he's a D-man?
He's better than any forward.
Wow, you love Cale Makar, eh?
No.
Cale Makar is special, don't get me wrong, but I'm surprised.
He's the most valuable
You love him so
player.
much, why don't you just marry him?
Yeah. Hey, Gager, get a room.
That's what my kids throw out all the time. If someone's like, "Oh, I love this pizza," they'll be like, "Why don't you just marry the pizza?"
Would you marry it, Daddy?
I remember saying that. No,
If you love it so much, why don't you marry it?
he's just he's so special as a player. On both sides of the puck. Unfortunately, although Connor does make some good defensive plays, but I'm not saying Makar is perfect by any means, but when you can generate offense from the back end like he does, it's different. It's different than a forward doing it. He's the ultimate right now. I mean, they're close though. I won't say it's because Connor McDavid's breaking records that you thought weren't possible, right? But Makar is doing the same thing too. Like, look at all the guys that he's being compared to. Like, he was breaking records that Bobby Orr set, right? Like, that have withstood the test of time for so many years. So he is just as special, and I think a little bit more than Connor McDavid.
Cass, most valuable asset in the entire league right now. Who is it?
I do think it's close. And I think Makar is the only one that I'd have next or close to McDavid still. And I know that sounds like a homer pick, but he's the best player in the world. Still is the best player in the world, bar none. Now Makar, with what he can do, I have him number 2 on the list for me. Makar is number 2. And that, guys, that list changes, and over time it will change. But as it stands today, I can't get away from McDavid. Just the sheer level of talent and ability and capacity is just there. Makar's close.
Then, Cass.
Well, I would if I could, but I can't, so I will.
Why do you get a room, Cass? So yeah.
I can't not say McDavid. I just can't.
Makar's younger.
Do you think the San
That's
Jose
fair.
Sharks would trade Celebrini for Connor McDavid?
Yes.
Even with where they are in their current development?
Yeah, because I think although Macklin is beginning to turn heads, I just think the marketability of bringing Connor McDavid into a market like San Jose, and I saw the rink the other day. The seats looked a little bit more full, but the Shark Tank sells out, right? I think on a financial standpoint, it would make more sense to have Connor McDavid in his prime, the best player and the best forward in the game. There's a lot more you can do with that in that market.
780-218-9999. If you're listening on TuneIn or you're listening on iHeart, you can text us in this conversation, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us, and then feel free to chime in as well. Kevin Van Dossler says, didn't Barry Manilow do the Mandy song? That was Barry Manilow, wasn't it? He did that.
Yeah.
Oh, Mandy, you came in. Right? Wasn't that it?
I think that's true.
I think that was in the movie Can't Hardly Wait.
Yeah.
I think the nerd in Can't Hardly Wait was a big Barry Manilow fan, or he bumped into Jenna Elfman, and she was like a Barry Manilow. You remember that movie, Can't Hardly Wait?
Yeah.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. Peak Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll come back to me.
Let's see here. Northside Sandwich says in 3 years it's Celebrini, but right now it's McDavid. Barbershop Window says McDavid at his worst is just as good as McKinnon at his best because McKinnon is killing it. this year. Deskra over the chat says it's Jesper Wallstedt, who's on fire right now in net for the Minnesota Wild, and was drafted with a pick that the Oilers traded away when there was a clear need for a goaltender at the time. But we're not going to definitely sit here and complain about that for the next 15 years. I don't think.
No.
Or are we?
He would be hated by now anyway.
Yeah, that's true. This guy would already be back in Sweden. He would have been chased out of here so quickly. Cass, what did we learn about the Oilers on the road trip, buddy? Saw them go out for 7, 3-3-1. What did we learn about them?
I don't know. The reason I don't know is there's still so much inconsistency. What did we learn? We learned that this team still has the potential to put good games together. They still have the potential to be dangerous, and they still have the same potential to shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, that's why they went 500. Like, you saw some really good things on a long road trip. You saw a really good finish. Like, I thought they played well in Tampa. Couldn't find a way to score, but they played well. They deserved to win that game in Tampa. Played a solid game in Florida, win that game. But they also had some games where they struggled on the trip. So I don't know, because it's not like they played so definitively well that I'm like, they're out of this slump that they've been in at the start of the season. But there was also more encouraging moments and more encouraging play from some of their players, like Evan Bouchard, that started to turn it around on the trip. So what did I learn? It's like nothing concrete. I didn't learn anything concrete. So maybe what I learned is this team's not all the way there yet, but there still were some good flashes. There was a good finish to the road trip, and hopefully some signs of life.
Gage, what did you learn about the trip? Well, I think Cass makes a valid point that there's so many ups and downs. Maybe you didn't learn too much.
No, they over the last 3 games, I felt like they were starting to play the right way for the team to have success. Right? They weren't. They were competing harder in tougher areas, more structured throughout all 3 zones, I felt. And one of the big things, well, the 2 big things, was defensive play and the play of their goaltenders. That was, over the last 2 teams, that's the most glaring thing to me, is they were able to play defense at a very high level.
68 combined saves between the 2 goalies in those games as well, Gager.
Yeah.
How much do you need to see from a couple of guys between the pipes before you go, oh, Picker's starting to figure it out, Skinner's bouncing back from some ups and downs this year? Like, it was one great game for each of them to wrap up the road trip. But
again, I think someone on your show said it best, Dusty, and it might have been even Noodles. He just wants to see if the team starts playing better, right? How do these goalies look when of course there's going to be mistakes made, but once they're firing on all cylinders on the defensive side of the puck and making it a lot more difficult for teams, and not allowing so many cross ice plays or golden chance opportunities from the middle of the ice. Let's see how these goaltenders perform at that point. If they're still allowing the squeaker, then it becomes quite concerning. But again, you get into the muddy waters of, well, what do you do? You know?
Yeah.
Who are you going to go or does it come from someone in the minors that is playing really well right now that doesn't have a lot of experience, you know, and then he comes into the boiling pot of goaltending in Edmonton? These guys have been in this pot for a while, and it's been boiling. So there's obviously some thick skin built around and how they can handle this. So, man, it becomes a lot difficult. But I do think that there's a level that both these guys can get to that's sufficient enough for the team to have success throughout the regular season.
We'll get to the game tonight in a second. We're already sort of talking about this. Nashville has struggled very much so. UC Saros is an interesting name that comes up because he has been like an all-star caliber goaltender in the past. I looked up I don't know if you're listening to the show, but I looked up his expected goals saved above expected per 60. And he's actually right there with Calvin Pickard in like the 56, 57 range. So he has not had a good season. He did not have a good season last year. He's got this year and 7 more years on a contract that pays him $7.75 million. Cass will come to you in a second, but Gage, you're the goalie on two guys and a goalie here. Craig Button this morning said it's as clear as the nose on his face. The Oilers have a need for a goaltender here. He seemed totally open to the idea. I don't even know I don't know how it even works. But is UC Saros a guy that you would try to make work, if not now, in the offseason when the cap goes up and all of a sudden you have some space?
So UC Saros had some pretty good defenders in front of him for a while, right? And I think they reflected on his play as well. And he played well, don't get me wrong. But is the style, the question that I have trouble answering is UC Saros and his style of goaltending, does he make the team better from what we've seen of how the Oilers defend up to this point? And I don't think it makes that big a difference, Dusty. I mean, it to me right now, where both goalies are, or whoever you're, if it's a Skinner Saros kind of swap, it's a sideways move for me right now.
The contract thing scares the hell out of me, because if
long.
you're continuing to trend in the wrong direction, and you get here behind an Oilers team that's been known to drop the ball defensively sometimes, and all of a sudden you're sitting there going, man, they got 6 more years of Saros at 7.7. All of a sudden you've kind of completely shut another McDavid window if he's still around at the time. So that scares me a bit. Cass, where would you come out on that conversation in general?
I think if you have it, it happens in the summer.
Yeah.
It happens in the summer because to me, barring some kind of magic, which most likely isn't going to happen, it's not a trade that you could get done because you just don't have the cap space right now. You just don't. Like, I mean, you'd have to think, okay, Stuart Skinner most likely would be the one going in that instance.
Need more to go, yeah.
You still need more to go, right? You still need to find that cap space. So who's going out? Like, who are you moving that's going to generate that space? Like, Nashville's not going to eat, half that contract. Most likely, they're not going to. So, and then what else are you giving them too? So I don't see it happening during the season. Now, off season, when the cap is going up, maybe. And that's the only reason I would say off season, you have the potential and you could take a peek at it. But you really do have to evaluate, okay, how much here and how much of his struggles are Saros, and how much of it is that just team's not great right now in Nashville and they're struggling as a team. So, and that's the tricky part of it is and always with goaltending. And this is the difficult thing is how much is it on the goalie? How much is it on the team? Right? Like, because if a guy's not playing and not at like that Carey Price level, where it's like, yeah, he's stealing games all the time.
Yeah.
Like if he's not like he's clearly the best in the league, clearly stealing games all the time, like just on another level in terms of ability and performance, then you have to go, okay, well, what's on the team? What's on him? How much does a defensive system help? Like what would Stuart Skinner's number look like in Winnipeg? What would Stuart Skinner's numbers look like on a team in LA, for example? What would Soros's numbers look like in LA? Because
getting look like in Edmonton.
In Edmonton, right? Well, it's a fair question.
Yeah,
it's a fair question, and so that's a tricky thing. Like it's and that's the difficult and the scary thing with a Saros, as you said, Dusty, is the length of the contract. Yeah, so I don't think you can look at it till the offseason.
Cool.
That's different. That's different.
Yeah.
You take a look at it, sure, because if it's 2 years, you might be able to get Nashville to eat it too.
Yeah.
Right, or eat some of the contract. And so you can make it potentially work from a cap standpoint. But as of right now, you can't. So yeah, I'd absolutely take a look at it. You should take a look at it in the offseason, but I just don't think there's room to make it happen now.
I don't think they eat any of it, if anything.
Probably not.
Tons of cap space as it is right now.
Nashville?
Yeah, they've got like $8 million in cap space right now. And Barry Trotz was the GM and record signing Saros to this length of deal.
Gave him the deal, yeah.
And maybe like from what I understand and listening on the morning show today, he's very loyal with people too.
That's what Wyshynski was saying.
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
So, and Barry Trotz is probably looking at this like, I have a great goaltender. I know what I have, right? Why would I get rid of this So when this ship does turn around, at least that area of play I don't have to worry about, because I mean the team sucks. So is that on Saros? Yeah, there's a portion of that on Saros as well, but they're probably waiting to see what type of team they can have and play a little bit better around them and see what they got. But I don't even know if you can pull him out of there, Dusty. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like he's a very valuable player on any team.
Sean texts in 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, says Saros is old, small, and a bad contract. No, thank you. So that's Sean chiming in there as well. Let's stay with these sellers because the Vancouver Canucks apparently are willing to listen on some veterans, but not Quinn Hughes.
Oh,
But Cass, let me ask you this.
That's useless then.
Well, this is the thing. Like, what do you think Quinn Hughes is thinking? Like, you're trying to convince Quinn Hughes that you want him to be around the Vancouver Canucks for a long time, and you're saying, just so you know, Quinn, we're not moving you, but everybody else that's a veteran that's struggling, we're willing to listen on. Like, to me, it's almost like the Canucks, yeah, they're not listening to Quinn Hughes, but to me, it's almost like they've conceded that they're not going to be able to keep him around.
Wants to go play with his brothers.
What are you going to do about that if you're the Canucks, right? What are you supposed to do?
I don't know. Trade him.
yeah, you trade him.
No, I don't know. Yeah, you can't though. That's the tough thing. It's like there's always that chance that he's going to stay. Or if you could try, because how can you trade that guy? You know, we talk about McDavid. I said McDavid. You said McCarr, Gager. Like top guys in the league. And I know that's usually our offseason conversation. Is like we rank if we're starting a franchise today, top 30 guys or top 20 or top 50, whatever it is we do in the summer, offseason. What offseason?
What offseason?
Quinn Hughes is well up there on the list for a good reason. You know, he may not quite be at the McCarr level, but he's pretty darn close. Like he is stellar as a defenseman. And so you can't tell me like any trade you make, you are losing. You are losing that trade. So how could you even consider it? Now you're considering it because it's like, well, if he doesn't sign here, we get nothing for him. And I understand that. But man, like how do you pull that trigger? I don't know. But at the same time, as you said, Dusty, like if you're like, oh, we're willing to trade everybody but him, it's like, okay, well, how are you going to tell him like, hey, we're going to get better. We're going to actually have a chance to win. Like this is not going to be
quickly before your contract expires
slog
at the end of next season. Like that's not, you're not.
You're not going to convince him on that. No. And like, who are you like, really, who are you trading? Are you going to trade Forbert? Like as a veteran guy? Like Myers?
Tyler Myers. Myers has a no movement clause.
You trade him to Nashville for 2 firsts and Ryan O'Reilly. He's got 2 years left as well. He's got no protection. And Nashville's going right. Well, it's probably a protected pick. But then they have 2 first-round picks.
But you're trading Quinn Hughes right now to Nashville?
Nashville.
What?
No.
And then you're trying to get
for O'Reilly. Like that's not enough back, Gager.
You get the chance to go after McKenna with 2 firsts. They have 2 first.
Well, but you're not going to. You don't want McKenna in that instance if they're Canucks. You're gonna go after Keaton Verhoff. If you're trading Hughes, you're looking at this going like, I need a defenseman.
I guess.
But they could also use a Gavin McKenna.
Yeah.
They could. That's what they're missing. That's what Pettersson's supposed to be.
Quinn Hughes has no trade protection at all.
Really?
No trade, no move, nothing.
That's how good he is.
It doesn't even need it.
And
he only makes $7.8 million next year.
He's like, I dare you. Yeah, I dare you to move me.
Go ahead. Trade me.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, so there's the Canucks. The Calgary Flames. There seems to be a refusal in Calgary to accept what they are and sort of, Cass, how difficult is it? Let's say you're management and you're sitting there and you know that you're not going to win the Stanley Cup with what you've built now. Okay, so you've got some pieces. You know, there's a couple really good prospects lurking here in the draft, but you've got to sell it to your fans, which I think would be easy because Flames fans probably understand what it would mean to get a guy like McKenna. But you got to sell it to the other players in the room that, hey, we're going to move off some guys. Not that we're wanting you to lose games, but we also don't really worry about the current success of the group. How hard a sell is that to a roster that has some veteran guys on it?
That's a pretty tough sell.
Like to Mackenzie Weegar. You go to Mackenzie Weegar, your assistant captain, who signed through 2031 and say, hey, just so you know, man, tearing it down right now.
Yeah. But they're not, they're trying to take a we're not really tearing it down approach. Like if you listen, I think Maloney had a couple Maloney, full of Maloney. That guy, he's a weird dude, very, very different, eccentric, if I'm being kind. Maloney had an interview and it was very much like trying to walk that middle ground of like, oh, we're not doing a full rebuild. We're not fully tearing it down. We're going to tweak and maybe we move some veterans, maybe not, but we're not going to try to just bring in a whole bunch of young guys before they're ready. That was kind of that was the gist of it. Like, we're not going to bring in young guys for the sake of bringing in young guys before they're ready. Like, we want to let prospects marinate and develop. We want to make sure that we're doing this properly, which I understand. Now, people in Calgary are probably clamoring for, hey, just tear it down, go for the McKenna lottery, try to tear it down and rebuild quickly. But for veterans on that team, and you got to be looking at the guys like Weegar and like Kadri. I mean, that's got to wear on you too. And even like a Backlund, who's a guy that has been in Calgary for a long time. He may be, I wonder if he's a games played leader there. He's got to be getting close.
Yeah, he just got his 1,000th game, right?
His 1,000th game, and they've all been for the Flames. So yeah, he's got to be close. And a guy that's your captain that's looking at this going like, I don't have too many years left. Like, what has he got to be thinking about looking at options and a tear down? Like, it just, I don't know. It's such a weird place to be as a team. And for veteran guys that are your skill players and your best players that want to win at this point, that aren't just like, hey, I'm just trying to make it in the NHL. Like, that's tough, guys. I just emotionally, I mean, you got to think that some of those guys want out. You have to. But how do you find that balance for like Conroy as GM to say like, hey, we can try to kind of rebuild on the fly here? It's I don't know. It's tough. It is a tough spot for the Calgary Flames right now.
Like their core is old, right? Well, Huberdeau's 32.
Yeah.
Kadri 35. Coleman 33. Backlund 36. Then you go Weegar's 31. Anderson's 29. Like, it's your best players are probably wanting to go somewhere to win at this point, and I mean, that Huberdeau contract's basically untradeable. Like, he'll probably retire a Flame.
Well, the thing they've gone for some of those other guys though, like Nazem Kadri has 3 years left after this year, $7 million. Not a crazy number, only has a 13-team no trade list. So like there's some flexibility there with Kadri. Sharon Govich only has a 10-team no trade list. He signed through 2030. There's some flexibility there. Blake Coleman has a 10-team no trade list. Got a year left after this year. Like, the only guys that have no moves are Backlund, Huberdeau, and Mackenzie Weegar has a no trade. Everybody else has some flexibility. Rasmus Anderson, who's a UFA, only has a 6-team no trade list. So, like, they're not as hamstrung as like if the Oilers are in this spot, you're like, hey, they got 10 guys with full no movement clauses. What are you going to do? Like, Calgary, if they want to, there's some flexibility here to move some guys.
They should.
I don't know why they wouldn't. You got a goalie who's young enough that, he'll be there when some of these other guys come to fruition, right? So
you could really set yourself up well with your Calgary.
Backlund is 129 games back of Iginla for the most played in franchise history. Thank you to Duck Dad over in the chat. Yeah, he showed well. I think it's traded before the deadline. All right, we're gonna dive in this Oilers game here now. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will not return until the weekend. We got hired or fired for GS Construction as well. Gage, were you here when those cops popped by today?
No.
So Eric this morning was talking about jaywalking.
Yeah.
And there's these two cops who patrol the area here, and they're just hardcore nasties.
Come on.
Yeah. So they come in today, and I come walking out, and they're standing here, and they've got like a fake jaywalking ticket. And they're like, is Lieutenant Eric here? And I'm like, yeah, I saw them. Like, they came by the old office a couple times too. And I was like, what's up, boys? He goes, we got him a jaywalking ticket. So they ended up hanging out. They bought some merch. They're like, no way. You guys still selling the merch? They bought a hat, they bought a toque, and then they went on. They went out. So yeah. I mean, I don't know what I can and can't say as a police officer, but anyway, it was great. They popped by. I feel safe.
Yeah,
I feel safe. I'm like, these guys patrol the area. They're going to look after us. You know, it was nice. So Eric got a fake jaywalking ticket. On the back of it said Edmonton Sports Talk #1.
That's good to know. So if we're on the air and someone comes in to rob us,
we can just be like, guys, we need you. We got a 1020. We got a 1020. You got to be here.
1020. We need a bat phone.
Yeah, you know, I've never asked. I've never asked for like ID. For all we know, they just dress up in
went down to Spirit of Halloween.
No, I saw the black and white out front, the vehicle out front. So yeah.
How long before a thief throws on a cop uniform?
That's a nice plot twist to the station today. A couple of cops coming by, buying some merch, dropping off fake
Were they
tickets.
the cops that actually saw Eric this morning?
No,
or did they
Eric was like, was it you? Because he saw one of it. He goes, no,
Okay.
that wasn't me.
Okay.
He goes, I asked him when it came out. When I there, I said, hey,
that's funny.
Do you guys ever dish out any jaywalking tickets? They're like, no. No, it's not happening.
I think we need a GoPro on Eric for his walks in the morning.
For both safety and entertainment reasons.
No, you know what? Can I interject here because we're on the top of Eric, and I've had something I've wanted to share about Eric for a very long time, and I just haven't had the opportunity because I keep forgetting.
Okay.
But I'm doing it now because I think it's appropriate. And it's funny because Eric is the topic of conversation, and this is not bad. I would share this story with him, so it's not a hurtful story, not offensive story. I would say this to his face because it's funny. So at the Estes this year, he was able to go. Brought my wife. Now she rarely watches the show. She's very busy, has lots of other things going on, and she just isn't into sports and hockey and that.
Whatever.
So she doesn't watch whatever. On occasion she will, but usually she doesn't watch. She's certainly, if she is listening or watching, usually it's when I'm on. Like it's not, she's not just
humble brag.
Yeah. Well, whatever. And so she's usually not listening or watching the morning show. So she doesn't understand some of the inside jokes, which is fine. So she was sitting there, and we were sitting there at the Estes, and Eric was up on stage, and she kind of turns to me, and she's just like, is he like a burn victim? Is that why he's wearing that glove? Because he had the hot mitt.
He did have the mitt on.
He had the mitt on, and she was just so confused.
Is he a burn victim?
2 or 3 minutes because she was like trying to figure out like why is he wearing this like thick glove, and she's like, oh well, maybe he had got like really bad burns, and so that's like he medically has to wear this glove like to keep himself safe because he's a burn victim. And I think I just turned to her and was just like so confused. I was like, what are you like? Who are you talking about and what? She's like, the guy with the cane. Like, is he a burn victim? And I was like, no. I'm like, that's the hot mitt. She's like, what's the hot mitt? I'm like, how do you not know what the hot mitt is? She's like, I don't ever watch in the morning show or like in the mornings. I'm like, you should watch in the mornings, then you'd understand this. I'm like, that's the hot mitt. She's like, what's a hot mitt? I'm like, I walked her through everything and she understood eventually. But yeah, so she thought first time she'd ever live in person seen Lieutenant Eric. And she thought he was a burn victim because of the hot mitt. So
did you also tell her he's also not a real lieutenant?
No, she still thinks he's in the military.
No, still special forces.
I mean, shout out to wives who aren't. Look, imagine being a wife of one of us or a nasty who wasn't in the loop with everything that goes on around Edmonton Sports Talk. You would roll in there and be like, even Chelsea from Expedia Cruises, like she's a hardcore listener for a long time. She came to the Estes this year, and when she was at the watch party last Thursday, she goes, I never really got it all until the Estes. She's like, it was like I was in the head of like one of the nasties, and all these things were just happening. I said, yeah, that's kind of a good way to describe the Estes. It's like a fever dream.
Yep.
Of Edmonton Sports Talk in general, right? Like.
But you know what? All that being said, she had such an appreciation for that because she got that same feeling too, where she's like, this is just all inside, but she was so excited at the same time because she's like, it's a beautiful community. And it really is. Like she's like, it's inside jokes, but it's a place of belonging for a lot of people. And you get to share your thoughts and opinions. And it was great. So she absolutely loved it. She thought Eric was a burn victim and it was kind of funny. So
Larsy 6636 says, yep. Mine just shakes her head whenever I mention pretty much anything about EST. So, yeah, I mean, it's hit and miss, I think. Troll texts in and says, Lieutenant Eric, a sad victim of a bong explosion accident, permanently scarred. All right, the Edmonton Oilers get the Dallas Stars tonight. As much as Oilers fans hate the Panthers, Stars fans must hate the Edmonton Oilers, right? Isn't that the case, Gage?
Going back to last season and the playoffs, you get to know some of the broadcasters, the podcasters for the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, were they losing their marbles at their team and couldn't understand how Stuart Skinner was playing well. I subscribed to one of them. He broke his headphones the other day watching the game. And he was trying to put them back on, and he actually busted his headphones. So there's a lot of passion with this team.
That's good.
It's really good. And then it's I think if we were to rank the Edmonton Oilers' best rivalries right now.
Oh, good point.
I would, it's probably recency bias, but I think by the end of the year, because just the fact that they play the Dallas Stars a couple more times, I think you would probably have Dallas number one.
Number one?
Yeah.
Cass? Oilers' biggest rival right now. Is it Dallas? Is it Vegas? Is it the Kings? Is it Florida still?
Yeah, I kind of got to go LA, and I go that because it's just been those first round matchups.
Every year.
But they've slapped them.
Every year.
That's true. It has to be.
I know, but like it feels like there's the rivalry there. I don't know. It kind of feels like LA, but it's not like it's so clear cut though. Like I kind of lean that way, but you could easily make a case for Vegas. And on Dallas, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be the same for both sides. As you guys kind of already mentioned, like I think for Dallas, it's probably Edmonton at this point because
that might
like for Dallas, it's Edmonton, but for Edmonton, it's not Dallas.
LA, it's Edmonton.
For LA, it's Edmonton. Edmonton's looking at Florida just because they beat them. Like it's who took the wind out of your sails, like who knocked you down, who beat you up, and for Edmonton, that's Florida. So it's like, well, even though they're in the other conference, it's like you feel like they're the rivals because they cost you a Stanley Cup twice. And for LA and Dallas, they're looking at Edmonton going like, yeah, they cost us a Stanley Cup twice. So it very well may be Edmonton right now. Now, I maybe have a little bit of bias towards the Dallas with that as well, because I just go back to like the 90s, right? Yeah. And just what felt like playing Dallas every year.
5 all-time Oilers rivalry.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. So it's like that kind of plays into it as well.
And part of me thinks with the way we're describing, the Oilers being owned by these teams, maybe Vegas is their best rival. They've lost to Vegas. They've beaten Vegas. Like
the rubber match this year?
Like that one more even than so they play the Kings again. Yeah, the Kings think the Oilers are a rival, but the Oilers are like, oh, it's the Kings. Even if we play poorly early in the series, we're going to win in 5 or 6. It's be a sweet gentleman's sweep. We played the Dallas gentleman's sweep song today too.
Yeah. I heard.
Don't tell Reed. We don't want Reed to get angry today. All right, so what are we expecting tonight then? I mean, I still think, Cass, you might, with what you said, how you learned, or what you didn't learn maybe from the team on the trip, you probably don't know what to expect tonight still, right? Is that where you're going? That's the sense I get.
Yeah. Well, with how they finished the trip, I'm starting to expect them to play better. Like it's grown on me. But the wild card heading into tonight is you just had this really long road trip. You had a really long flight at the end of the really long road trip. You had a day off, then you had one practice day, and now it's game day.
And an option.
So it's kind of like
today,
yeah, and so it's like an interesting, and you're only at home for one game before heading to Seattle in a couple days. So it's a really, and I'm assuming they have a day off tomorrow because they got 3 days in between. Yeah, so they're going to give them another day.
Tomorrow
off.
Should be off. Yeah,
tomorrow's going to be another off day. So it's like just a weird situation for a game, but then it is against Dallas. So I don't know. I guess all that saying, I don't know what to expect. I want to expect them to play well, but it's still, I'm still caught in the not seeing them consistently play well enough for long enough to be like, oh yeah, they're going to play well tonight. So I don't know. What I probably can tell you is we'll know in the first 5 minutes. We'll probably see what they're going to be like in the first 5 minutes of this hockey game.
Reed Wilkins is in the chat and says, whatever. God, man, just accept the gentleman's sweep in 5. Like, I'm looking forward to one this year. Like, let's gentlemen sweep the Kings again.
Oh,
why not? Actually, I guess they didn't. It was the gentleman's sweep of the Knights and the Stars. So maybe they
imagine
the gentleman's sweep of the Kings this year.
It's because the gentleman's sweep shows were all at the last place, right?
Yeah, we haven't had one here yet.
So,
oh, it'd be next level.
Oh my gosh.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to hire it or fire it for GS Construction. Let's start here. The Colorado Avalanche will lose less than 10 games in regulation this season. Hired or fired. As of this point, quarter way into the year, they've lost 1.
Are you saying 10?
I said 10. Not losses, but regulation losses.
Regulation losses. Ooh. So keeping it would be they would lose 10.
You would have to say hire it if you think they're going to lose less than 10.
I would hire it. Okay, I'm going to fire it.
Okay, so they'll lose more than 10.
Yeah, I think they'll lose more. There's
in
regulation.
Yeah, I got to fire it. I think I don't want to say they come back down to earth. They're going to be one of the top teams, very well, may win the President's Trophy, but I don't think they can quite sustain at the level they've been sustaining at. So I'm gonna fire it. Yeah, I'm gonna fire it.
Maybe I should have said the number higher.
Yeah.
15 might have been an interesting one.
Ooh, yeah.
I could see them losing like 12 to 13 games in regulation throughout the year.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews won't be resigning in Toronto.
Hire it.
Hire it or fire?
Hire it.
Why would you, right? They're trending in the wrong direction.
He's going to Arizona.
He's left after this one.
He's going to Arizona.
They're not even there.
Men's league.
They're not even there. Mind you, they might have a team again by then. There's Batman all hot and horny. You get one. What better way to get back in Arizona than with the special boy coming home?
Jeez.
Right? How are you going to convince Austin Matthews to stay in Toronto if you're like, we blew it, and now things are just getting worse and worse?
No, you can't. He lost his buddy.
Let's see where this conversation goes here in Edmonton in a couple of years. But right now, it's fun to have that conversation about Toronto with the way that things have been going there. UC Saros, if somehow acquired magically, would deliver a cup to Edmonton. Hired or fired?
Fire it. This year. This is this year.
I didn't say.
Okay, so if he comes here this year, he's got 7 more years. Does he play? I'll hire it.
Cass?
Fire it. So it doesn't solve all your problems.
That is actually a sneaky Stuart Skinner answer, isn't it, Cass?
No, it's not. It had nothing to do with Stuart Skinner. No, it has nothing to do with Stuart Skinner. It's not like goaltending isn't the only issue. Does it help you? Yeah, it probably helps you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm firing it. Whatever. I'm probably getting shredded in the nasty chat. I don't care.
All right, how about this one? I was talking about on the show this morning. I'm getting this close to just Twitter is worth the time. Hire it or fire it?
Fire it. Jeez. I made that evident last with that tweet. One tweet.
I told you to do that.
I know. You told me to do that. Lost 100 followers.
No, you didn't. So we're sitting there after that game, the Florida game, and I text Gager. I text the whole group. I said, I dare somebody to put out right now that Skinner outplayed Bobrovsky in the first, which he did. But so Gager does it, and the first two were like instantly. I screen capped it. Where is it? I screen capped it. I was just like, let's see how it goes. Like, where is it? Nope, that's a LeBron one that I screen capped yesterday. Here we are. So Gager. After the first period of the Florida game. After the first, Skinner greater than signed Bobrovsky. First replied, that first goal was yikes. No, I would think that goal is savable. And then the second one was, get out of here with that garbage. So, it went exactly how I thought it would go, but it was a fun little test.
Oh, man. It's unbelievable.
I got to the point where I will tweet out CFL stuff. I will tweet out all of our shows. I may or may not tweet out the 3 things, but it's like no matter if you're saying something positive, you're protecting them, or you're not criticizing someone else enough. You're criticizing somebody, or you're criticizing the wrong person. You should be giving this guy praise. Cass, I'm just talking from an Oilers perspective. Like Twitter in general is a cesspool. But from an Oilers Twitter perspective, Cass, my head's about to explode. I don't know what can be said and what can't be said.
So just say what you want.
Well, but then, I mean, it's just people are coming at you no matter what.
How many people have you muted on the X machine?
Dude, if you could
You
see
muted a
my
lot.
mute list,
I muted a few in the nasty chat. Yeah, there's some. It's just you're gonna have to do it. Like
my mute list on Twitter is stunning.
I bet
People will be like, "What? You got these guys muted?" And I'm trying to make it a better place.
Yeah,
It's the damn For You page, right? If it was just people I was following, I could live with it. But I hop on and it's on the For You thing, and I see a bunch of Oilers related tweets of people I'm not following. I'm like,
it tricks you.
People are nuts.
You go on to it. It doesn't go on your following page. It's always to your.
It's
For
like
You.
goes back and forth
so
type
you
of
get
thing.
sucked in.
Yeah, it's
terrible.
It's tough. But I low key love it for all like the sports information it does provide me. But
I know
it's it is frustrating. That's for sure.
it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. It doesn't matter. Like, I think you go on X or whatever when you're angry, right? And you start looking at stuff, and it's designed to make you angry. You become the Hulk.
Like the algorithm is like, let's find things to make this guy even more angry.
Yeah. And then and then you finally find one, and you just can't help yourself, and you reply. Where it could be, look at my nice puppy. That's not a puppy.
That's not a dog. What? What are you talking
That's
about?
a full-grown dog.
Yeah, you know what? It is. You're not. I don't know if you're wrong. Like on Twitter, when it scrolls, it does make me more angry. When I go on TikTok, it's just like more
You
crack
laugh.
pack videos of guys opening up cards and Mitch Hedberg videos and like all this type of fun stuff that I enjoy.
There's some guy cooking in the wilderness with a knife and a nice board with some onions and.
Yeah, on Twitter, it's like local man gets the hell beat out of him. And what is this? It doesn't make any sense.
Awful.
I need another platform that can help me prep.
I don't know if I've told you guys about this. There's a podcast guy. A lot of people into him. I was a hipster with him. I listened to him before he was popular and cool. But he's a neurologist, brain scientist by the name of Andrew Huberman.
Okay.
In one of his episodes, he talks about. So I don't know where the actual study is. He's legit scientist out of Stanford. So I don't doubt that the study he was quoting is real. But he talks about a study where people got to basically, it's like they hooked up a bunch of electrodes to their brains, and you could stimulate your own brain. Like you could do which area of your brain you basically get the nerves firing. And the one that people most frequently went to, and they said they can't repeat it and do these studies anymore because basically it became dangerous because people would just like start jamming the button and not eat and the problems with the rats and stuff. So it's like you ethically couldn't do it anymore. So it was like in the 80s or something, whenever this study was done. But the one that people hit the most often, like when you gave them control of what area of the brain they could hit, was the area that lights up when you're mildly irritated and frustrated.
Not the happy area?
Nope. The mildly irritated and frustrated, because it gives typically the biggest, like, because we think of dopamine isn't like a happiness, like dopamine's not even a motivation. It's not even a reward. It's like to go do something. And so it's like you get a little flood of dopamine because it's like, if you're mildly irritated, well, I'm going to say something, right? I'm going to say something about this. I'm going to type this in and I'm going to send it. It's like that hits that area of the brain, and people just like jam that button over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it's like people, when they, in some of those social media platforms, and that's it, like that. And what's funny about this is you can apply it to people like that get obsessed with like a player negatively, right? Like when that's where you get like the player that they just harp on, like it's that player's fault, even if it's not that player's fault. So the people that have like the triple S syndrome, so the Skinner scapegoat syndrome, or blaming the goaltending in general, or Darnell Nurse, or doesn't matter, Jordan Eberle. If we go back,
the
like
RV study.
Yessi Pugliarvi sort of thing. It's the same thing. It's the people, because that mild frustration and them expressing it gives them like a dopamine hit. So it's like they're addicted to being grumpy and complaining about the same thing over and over again, because somewhere in their minds, like it's just that little spot that just triggers. So super interesting. But y'all are a bunch of drug addicts.
We should ask like everyone, how much dopamine have these 5 players of the Edmonton Oilers produced for people over the last few years?
Oh man,
Skinner's got to be that.
Darnell Nurse's pod is overflowing with all the dopamine.
So much dopamine.
Yeah, this is nuts. A big dopamine game tonight. All right, that is going to do it for 2 Guys and a Goalie today, brought to you by GS Construction. EST Afternoons is on the way. Do either of you know what's happening on EST Afternoons?
We have I forget.
Preston Hodgkinson from Daily Hive to talk all things Oilers, and then to go around the NHL, Ryan Payton from Sirius XM NHL will check in to talk about the Canucks, Barry Trotz, and the Preds, and all the news surrounding the league.
Sounds like fun.
Did you hear our song?
I did hear the song yesterday.
It's good.
I liked it.
It's good.
It's good. It really had the hit, right?
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. It's like, boom.
Well, at least something's hitting, because we're sure not.
All right. By the way, all of Edmonton Sports Talk brought to you by Play Alberta. EST Afternoons is on the way from Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage. I'm Dustin Nielson. We'll be breaking down the Oilers and Stars tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock on TuneIn, on iHeart, and EdmontonSportsTalk.com over on YouTube, and of course on 95.7 Cruise FM as well. If you're on YouTube right now, turn on autoplay, stick around. Great EST Afternoons is on the way. Cass, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
See you guys.